Hello everyone, this is Josh, aka the Biscuit Eater, and I want to welcome you all to the 33rd episode of my long-form Let's Play of The Outer Worlds. If this is your first time in the series, what I'm doing here is essentially a bad ending run-through of the game where I am trying to be as evil and dumb and irritating as possible, and eventually we'll go ahead and betray all the folks at Halcyon. At least that's the point. Do note, there will be a link to the playlist in the description down below. Now, to set expectations here, this is the first of 3 episodes that I recorded on stream on Wednesday, the 26th of August. So you will see the same costume for each of the episodes. And of course, I'm doing the intro and outro after the fact, so I'm going to be looking completely different in these as well. Do also note that this particular episode, I had some system issues, specifically my CPU and GPU were really maxing out and the game kept crashing on me. I will be doing, so there will be some edits throughout the course of this specific episode. Thankfully, the second and third episodes were just fine, but if you see any other sort of artifacting or any other sort of quality issues, that's why. Hopefully I've got that squared away for the next round of streams. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into the episode and cue the intro.
All I need is me, myself, and I. Hey, hey. Sometimes I wish I was somebody else. I was somebody else. I go my own way. Don't care what you say.
Alright, welcome back folks from the YouTube side of things. We are going to go ahead and get ourselves started. So quick recap on what we're doing from our last episode. We're currently about to head back to the Groundbreaker to turn in the mission to Lilia at the Groundbreaker. I think I mentioned that already. And then of course we got some companion quests to finish out, including what's likely going to be Parvati's date, which should be fun. Let's go ahead and get started. Let's see where we are located. I think we just got back into the Groundbreaker. Do I have any special stuff in here I want to... Yep, I want to deposit that hat. Because for some reason, I don't like throwing away anything that's special.
Captain, I wish to offer my commendations for convincing the UDL's gunship to leave HRS-1084. I did not favor the idea of being stripped and sold for parts.
Don't blame you. Okay, so... Okay, we are at the Groundbreaker, so we did get that far. Perfect. Let's go ahead and... Oh, we're not... Okay, laugh all you want. Hi there, behind. Appreciate you being here. Yeah, definitely don't be skipping on sleep. As much as I appreciate you being here, I want you to be awake and functional in the morning.
We've arrived at the Groundbreaker.
Alright. So let's try that again. Okay, so who do I want to take with me? Do I want to take... Yeah, always, I like Ellie. And, yeah, so we're going to take Parvati. Why not? So we'll go turn stuff in to Lilia, come back, and let Parvati do her little date. So I can't remember, Behind the Myth, have you played this game yet? Oh. Well, hey, look, I actually ran without crouching first. For those of you who watch the YouTube vids, I have a tendency on every single episode, which will include this one, I'm absolutely certain, where I mix up the crouch and...
Purple Berry Crunch, Triple Flakes, and Purple Berry flavored Power Nuggets, now with 12% more crunch.
Where I always mix up the two when I'm trying to navigate. Like I just did there. See, there we go. It happened. We've done it for the episode. It's space, so no. Nah, you're missing out. But I understand.
See,
I understand.
worst. It's not the worst unless it's worst.
Yeah, for some reason I get the two mixed up. I even switched the controls so that it wouldn't be an issue going forward, and I still, half the time, I'll crouch instead of running. Okay. Let's see what Lilia has to say to us.
Finally, a base of our own. Soon we'll have eyes on every corner of the system. Well done, Captain.
You'll also find some automech salvage awaiting new owners. The base has scientist suspension tanks. The base had scientists in suspension tanks. Some might still be alive.
I heard about that. While my lawyers scratch their heads wondering how we deal with human salvage, I'm leaving the researchers in hibernation. Aside from the automated security, did you meet any resistance at the station?
A UDL gunship buzzed the station, but I convinced them to back off.
I knew it. They've been shadowing us since Monarch, maybe even longer. I've been less than honest with you. Your assignments weren't strictly about the salvage business. You might have figured that out already.
Rare gas in a lab that tested it on people? Couldn't have been a coincidence.
You have an eye for patterns. Good. We need more contractors like you. After the Monarch job, I started connecting the dots. I didn't like the picture. Then what we found at Station 1084 confirmed my fears. You and I have stumbled onto something big. Something none of us were meant to know.
The truth about the human tailbone?
I'm thinking more along the lines of the sapient species paradox. Ask yourself why a skeleton crew was studying that Alta Vitae gas in secret. Ask yourself why stockpiles were hidden on a planet full of monsters.
Okay, before I respond to that, behind the misted, I have STV up on my other screen, so you keep getting randomly censored by animal noises. I find this acceptable. I like it. Alright. Alright. So, actually, looks like my... Didn't realize my head was not quite in the best location. There we go. Hope I didn't just blur myself out too much, but... Alright, so... I'm guessing you have an idea.
Before we go any further, I want you to keep an open mind. Can you do that for me, Captain?
I can do that.
Aliens. I'm talking about aliens. They're the ones responsible for the deaths at 1084, and who knows what else. We have to put a stop to it.
Aliens? Aliens. Really? Really?
Hear me out. I'm saying it's aliens. I'm not asking you to like it. I'm not even asking you to believe it. But I need to act on this threat to the colony, and I can't do it alone.
Well, at least she doesn't expect us to believe it.
This doesn't feel at all right, Captain. The crew is skeptical. That's good. I don't want you walking into the unknown with blindfolds on. I assume you have questions?
I'm not saying it's aliens, but it's aliens. A few.
If we're gonna see this through, I'll need your trust and commitment. Now's the time for setting doubts aside.
When you say aliens, what are you talking about here?
Conspiracy. One carried out with the help of human collaborators, assuming they haven't all been replaced. This is an invasion of our very cells. That damned gas is mixing our nucleon with halcyon biology to twist us, change us, make us more like those monsters on Monarch.
I haven't seen any evidence of aliens.
No kidding. That's how they want it. When I lined up the evidence in my spreadsheet, there was only one possible conclusion looking back at me. This is my data talking, not my anxiety or lack of sleep.
How do you know I'm not an alien spy on a mission to silence you?
Sharing my findings took a calculated risk. If you were a spy, I doubt you'd even realize it. Only your cells would know.
Well, that's comforting.
Probably nothing to worry about, as long as you don't start growing tentacles or slowing down time.
Which I wonder what that's a reference to. Enough. Tell me what needs to be done.
Dr. Chartrand is the crooked psychopath behind the gas experiments. She sold out her species, and I need you to put a bullet through her skull.
Why does Dr. Chartrand need to die?
She's a research scientist and a damn good one. Before UDL poached her, she engineered a 0.2% increase in cystipig juiciness. Now she's doing the same thing with humanity. Her fingerprints were all over Station 1084. You saw what she did to her team.
Your concern for the fate of our species is admirable.
You've got me all wrong. I just want to add Savior of Humanity to my resume. I've got ambitions outside of this office, you know. Besides, this way Sublight gets first dibs on alien salvage.
Where does Chartrand fit into your alien conspiracy theory?
We're far beyond theories. Chartrand's logs, the gas, the suspension tanks, how much proof do you need? Wake up, Captain. An invasion needs collaborators working from the shadows. She has access to the board, unlimited funds, and a colony full of sheep.
Sounds messy, but I'll take the job.
This keycard will get you through the front door of her Byzantium estate. Don't ask how I got it. You might not like the answer. By now, the other side knows what you're doing. Don't trust anything Chartrand says. She's compromised down to the bone. Maybe even deeper than that.
Okie dokie. Let's talk to Parvati.
Oh, Captain, you see those fine clothes Miss Jolliker made for me? I ain't never owned anything so fancy in my life.
Okay, so I think we need to go back to the ship now to handle that particular. So that's going to be our next main mission, but let's go ahead and do a couple companion quests at this point. So Don't Bite the Sun was the next one. We'll talk to her on the ship. And fast travel, yay. One second, because my window moved yet again. What is up with that? Okay.
Crew report. Bioka is drunk. Surprise.
Okay, come on. You're supposed to do random stuff now. And I still haven't gotten the cows in here, which really makes me upset. Because that is a running joke. Apparently, it shows up, and it's a reference, of course, to Serenity, which is the best space show, period. I don't care what you say. Anyways, let's talk to Parvati.
All right. She's on her way. How do I look?
You look terrific.
Oh, my hands have finally stopped shaking. All right, all right. Deep breath. Here I go.
Lanjar donated these after you helped him aside. How nice of him. Nothing new here. Giving her a moment before I go check in on her. Mounted Manta Queen head. What better to establish dominance over an alien ecosystem than by hunting its most dangerous predator and mounting its head on your wall? War factory. Do me proud, and I shall shower you in Bortwurst and gold. Cross me, and I will serve your head on a silver platter with mushroom gravy. Signed by the Borst King and Monarch himself. How would he sign that? I kind of killed him. Oh well. Yes, behind the myth. I think one would be hard pressed not to like. And we crashed. Okie dokie. So this is the first. So we're gonna go ahead and pause at least. Good. So, all right. So we are back on the recording now for YouTube, and after an unexpected crash, and let's go ahead and go back to the ship. So hopefully it doesn't happen again. Yeah, I'm happy to hear that. That kind of that's actually kind of funny. I didn't think there would be any other way. What do they think, like Diagon Alley or something?
Crew report. Mioka is drunk. Surprise.
All right, so let's go over this
All
again.
right. She's on.
You look terrific.
My hands have finally stopped shaking. All right, all right. Deep breath.
Cross fingers so that it doesn't crash again.
Here I go.
Okay, we won't read anything. We'll just go straight there. We won't stop. We won't pass go.
Status report. 13 jobs scheduled for area maintenance.
That's great.
Anyhow, so I told him, Dad, I'm a big girl now. I ain't need your help. I can do it on my lonesome.
What did he say to that?
Aw, he's still
Have
wearing
at it.
goggles, of course.
And he handed me his favorite wrench, the one he used for the canner.
And we crashed again. Okay. Which is going to increase my CPU usage. And
Anyhow, so I told him, Dad, I'm a big girl now. I ain't need your help. I can do it on my lonesome.
What did he say to that?
Have at it then. And he handed me his favorite wrench, the one he used for the canner. He was probably half as tall as I was.
He didn't scold you for talking back to him?
Nah, he was never like that. I always thought it was funny when I get indignant about something. Then he'd watch me do whatever it was, make sure I didn't get hurt, but he'd never interfere. I learned a lot that way.
I wish I could have met him. Anyone who helped shape you must have been a special person.
aren't they cute? Alright, so CPU's about at 75%. It was going up. It got as high as like...
My father and I were often at
90.
loggerheads. He had notions of how the station should be run, and I had others. He was fond of saying, "You think Groundbreaker pays for itself? Someone's got to cover the bills," when I chafed against his deference to the board.
Sounds like he was afraid of him.
He was, and he was right to be. Didn't mean I had to like it.
Just checking CPU would load there by moving around. We'll let them talk for a little bit. Seems to be a lot more
What
stable.
about your mama? I don't mean to pry, you just hardly mention her, and I've been wondering.
She passed when I was small. Taught me how to change a fuse on her deathbed. Even sick, she was patient with me. She kept exhaustive journals of my childhood, my father said. Like she was A/B testing child rearing.
Must be you got that exacting nature from her.
Exacting is a kind way to put it. Inflexible, my father would have said. Bull-headed. Cold.
Just gonna let them talk before I jump into their conversation, because they get cute.
If you're cold, then I'm the void of space. Cold. Pfft. That's the silliest thing I ever heard.
Thank you.
Isn't gonna talk anymore?
I appreciate you making the time for this.
Isn't this swell?
Oh, I guess that's their ahead to the kitchen. Okay, why do I have a... It wants me to exit the unreliable. I don't know why, but that may just be because of the issues we had with the autosave. We'll see what happens when I leave and come back. Well, something just got... I could have sworn there was more conversation that we had during that. But everything seems to be back. So, again, for those who are watching on the live stream, at least one of the three came back, so thank you for that. For everybody else, though, what happened was, especially on the recording, since this is on YouTube, like I said, system or the game kept crashing. Looks like there was some background process going on that was overloading my poor CPU, which is still running a little bit higher than I'm used to seeing it, but I'm going to have Task Manager up. So what I'm going to do here for the folks on the live stream, I'm going to just extend my playthrough a little bit longer so I can get those 40-minute episodes. I'm going to try to do all 3, presuming we don't crash again. If we start crashing anymore, we may have to change plans for the night. But we'll see what happens. So let's go ahead, and I'm assuming it's probably going to have me talk to Parvati.
Something you need?
Okay. So we'll talk later. So where does it want me to go now? Back into the ship. Okay. I probably just need to reset things and... see if it lets me actually go check on the date now. Oh. Wants me to talk to Parvati again.
Okay, Captain, she's gone.
I want all the details.
I feel like running laps around the cargo bay. So she got here, and the first thing she said was, "Oh, you smell nice, like mock apples." And I was like, "Yeah, new soap." And then she just sort of touched my arm real gentle-like and called the cut of my outfit elegant. I couldn't hear the rest on account of my heart was beating so hard. Then I led her into the kitchen. I think she about cried when she saw the spread.
So you laid out the meal, brought June in, and started the music?
She stood stock still and just said, "Oh, real soft." Oh, and let me tell you, I was sweating. And then she blinked and said, "Is that dustback casserole?" I told her how we got Mr. Raymond to bake it for us, so it was double authentic. Made by a real live monarch person.
I wasn't sure about that guy. I'm glad the end result was good.
Sure was. Near best thing to homemade, Junlei said. When I brung out the sweetheart cakes, June, she got a little teary, said she had a thing she needed to say. But I stopped her because I wanted to say it first. I never felt so bold, Captain.
And?
I told her about how she made me feel. Bold like I acted. Strong. Smarter and kinder than I am on my lonesome. I listed all the things I liked about her. And then she pulled out a paper and read a speech. She talked about the things she admired about me, like my cleverness and my humor, and how it made her want to be more open.
Wait, she wrote a speech to declare her love?
She was worried she wouldn't get the words out right, especially after that message about Isabel. It's sweet. Anyhow, when she wrapped up, I asked her to be my girlfriend. And Captain, she said yes!
This... want the XP, but at the same time, talking about... yeah, we'll do it. What about your disinterest in physical affection?
We talked about it some. I told her I wasn't sure how it would work, how I've had a bad time of it in the past. She said we'll take it as it comes. Fix things together. Share meals, talk. Maybe she could rub my shoulders when they're sore. I said I might like that.
I knew I liked her.
You got an eye for people, Captain. It's all on your account, you know. Imagine if you'd never taken me out of Edgewater. I'd have never met Junlei at all. I don't know nothing about the Vicar's capital P plan, but you've sure changed my life. So, if you don't mind, I'm just gonna head to my cabin and happy scream into my pillow for like an hour.
I've said this before in the playthrough. Junlei, or Parvati is just so cute. It's hard to deal with. So she gained the Enchanted Evening perk. So what is the Enchanted Evening perk? We're gonna be Parvati. Enchanted Evening. Food and drink of X last longer. Considering I don't use either, yay. Oh well. Alright, so let's go ahead and back into our companion quests. Friendships due. We've got that, Starcraft. Cross Troopers, and the Empty Man. Alright, let's go to Star-Crossed Troopers. And CPU is doing pretty decent. We're sitting at, when moving, we're sitting at around 85 or so. So hopefully this works out. Sarah, go to Edgewater landing pad.
We are now in orbit above Edgewater, Captain.
For this one, I need to take Nyoka. And we're going to do Nyoka and the Vicar. Alright, there we go. Always got the initial load. Let's see here. So, looks like the geothermal power plant is the closest place to it, and then we'll walk from there. So yeah, and also on the previous stream for those watching the recording, it may be in the recording, but just kind of following up, since this will be a separated VOD, they won't be together. The reason for the slight drop in quality in the recording here is actually because I turned it down some of the settings. We're CPU's rising again. Oh goodness, that's concerning. But yeah, because we had to fix the Ryzen GPU use, which that was also really high, I lowered the graphics settings. But yes.
I'd wager this is the outpost. Rebecca! Anders! Come on out!
Okay, you're gonna fight me, are you? Alright. Okay. Looks like we can go in here. Do that first.
Hey, take a gander. The door's busted. Rebecca? Anders? You in there?
Huh. Rebecca taught me this once. You can jerry-rig these old locks so as they don't open anymore. But we've only ever done that if we're in a real bind. Here, I'll fix it.
I don't like how the CPU keeps bumping up. We're really close to crashing again.
Oh no. What did you do?
This is an unfortunate sight indeed. My condolences.
What gets me is I've never had these problems previously, so there's got to be a background process that is doing this. Slight pause here while I check something on just the performance. Make sure there's not any other programs that are really taxing. Almost as if Streamlabs is really heavily hitting the CPU, which it hasn't done previously, but that's concerning. Okay. Its display is faded and the buttons are almost entirely rusted through, but you can still make out bits and pieces of what looks like Rebecca's final entries. Law helped me, but Anderson was right. We never should have taken the contract. I thought Monarch was bad, but this is unbearable. Everyone here is blind or addled, and I don't know what. Or I don't know what. Towns won't let us walk in without an employment contract. I can't even find someone to let me send a message. For all the capable folk here, we're stuck. Back home, we had to fight for every meal because there were no meals that didn't make yourself. Here, there's plenty, but nobody's allowed to give you one. We've been stealing bits and pieces of life from wherever we can. Anderson is about ready to sign up. Offers life and service to Space's Choice just so you can take a shower. Clara, I hope to the architect this never reaches you. Or on the off chance it does, I want to say I'm sorry. Anderson and I effed up. We didn't take the contract for the bits. We didn't take it because Primal sounded cool. We took it because we wanted out. Monarch's a living hell. We were sick of getting sick, of boiled Raptidon and stinking like sulfur no matter how hard you scrub, of fighting, day in and day out. We're exhausted. We thought we'd use the contract money to find a place here, settle down, but this place ain't any better. It's just different. We're starving all the same. We never should have left. I just thought maybe we could do better. I miss you, kid. Marauders at the door. Anderson's bled out. I'm on my way. I won't let them get me. Not alive, anyway. I've seen what those monsters do.
They were... That bitch! They were all set to abandon us! What would Clara say, huh? Every day she'd ask if we heard from you. And she'd have forgiven you. The kid had a soul that made the sulfur smell like roses. Ugh. Or to leave your medallions to rot with you, but Clara would want to be buried with her sister.
Second. And we spiked again. Yeah, I keep having these spikes. I'm not liking it.
At least I know. Ought to have learned by now that getting one's hopes up tends to open them to being dashed across the stars. I hate to say this, but Clara died thinking her sister was still fighting to get back home. I'm glad. If she were still alive now, it'd break her to know the truth.
She'd still want to know, just the same as you did.
Yeah, maybe. I'm used to disappointment. She was still so naive as to let it hurt her every time it happened. Only thing left is to take these medallions home, which means figuring out how to bait the Mana Queen out of our old base. The most pissed off I've ever seen a queen was when a foreign species was on her soil. I'd wager the stench of a primal might do the trick.
Might do it. I didn't think there was anything about the wilderness you didn't know.
That'd be boring. Half the fun in exploring is the fact that you're on an unknown trail. I've never had the pleasure of hunting primals, but I hear they're all over Scylla. Let's tear a few apart, shall we? I'm sure they've got pheromones. Everything does.
Alright, so that's that. For make spacesuits, Iconoclast, Marauder, and Spacer. I should have Marauder closed now. Now it's mining. We need to get ourselves some Marauder armor. Yeah, so we'll go try to find some Marauders here. See if we can pick up a set of Marauder armor before we head out to Scylla. For that we just need a... Here I think was all... Yeah, this is all robots, so we don't need... Marauders should be on the... just randomly along the paths. They should all be reset now that we've left this planet and come back. So we'll just travel along the roads. See where it brings us. Here, fishy, fishy, fishy. Toss up whether we'll get critters here or marauders. Granted, most of the things have... Yeah, by now, everything should have repopped, though. I think everything's still open. I wonder if maybe that has been updated and patched since the last time I played in this area. That would be unfortunate. If push comes to shove, maybe they'll be... What are you? I don't remember. Oh. There we go. Here's some marauders.
That's the last of them.
Come on, give me some armor, please. Cobbled exosuit, so we got body. Now I just need a headpiece. Yeah, so I would have sworn previously in previous playthroughs the those things would repop too, but apparently not. That's fine. Come on, give me more baddies. Nothing. Come on, folks, you can do better than this. There we go.
You hiding! On our way.
Not a very good look at, are you?
Here they come. Go!
Maybe I never actually went in these. I saw an enemy icon. There we go. Come on, give me a helmet for crying out loud.
Come out!
Still no helmet. There we go, we got our helmet. Okay, so we got our Marauder outfit. Is everybody? Yep, looks like this, everybody. Alright, so we got our Marauder outfit now. And so next we need to do is we need to go back to the Groundbreaker and pick up a Spacer outfit. which we can get from one of the shops in the back area.
Destination reached. The Groundbreaker.
Promenade. We'll keep with our current. Excuse me.
Welcome. Look.
Okay, so I want spacer outfits. So a mining helmet. And we'll do crew outfit. Then, just in case they want, and then we need iconoclast gear. For that, we jump back to the ship. Do another quick jump. Back to Monarch.
We're now in orbit above Fallbrook, Captain.
Okay, and for this we want to go to Amber Heights, which we may get attacked, which is fine. And actually we can finish out Nyoka's quest here as well. So it's good we came to Monarch anyhow.
Damned philosophists.
Something about this place makes me feel sane by comparison.
Yep, so
What was that?
Incoming.
Fighting me.
not like I can get any, or not, it's not like my rep with them can get any worse, right? Okay, there were 3 that I killed though. Where's the 3rd? There we are. Ah, how rude of you. None of you had armor on you.
I think I saw
Here they
something.
come.
Take him down! Gotta get down!
Oh, that didn't work.
Got a new mark!
Nope. What's an iconoclast doing carrying a corporation service award? That's just a little silly, don't you think?
What was that? What was
Here
that?
they come.
Somebody kill this asshole!
Are none of you gonna have armor? I swear. None of them are going to have armor. Rude. Well then, I just ended up, well, tanking my reputation even more for no good reason.
I do not understand why you would discard the birthright destiny is bestowed upon you.
As usual, I have no idea what you're talking about.
So many yearn for the opportunities you disdain. There are those who would give their hand to be born of Byzantium as you were.
Now, why couldn't you just have said that in the first place?
Okay. So then we'll buy iconoclast gear here. There's no... Oh, Have I? Okay, so there's... Doubled exosuit and patch blow pressure. Okay. I don't know if that'll count. Oh. Interesting. Okay, so we have friendships due. Oh, aircraft trust troopers. That's right. We need to collect those for her first. So let's see. This is not going to be as easy. Let's double check here. Maybe I can find some iconoclast stuff here, because I wonder if I kind of goofed it by not holding on to any sort of specific iconoclast gear. Just trying my darndest to see if there's anything I can do to get what I'm looking for here. But I'm thinking the answer is going to be no. Oh, now I can do it. Well, that's right, I didn't do it because I was working bad. I could have vented when I was here before, I could have vented the gas outside. Alright, control stuff. This is all corporate stuff. I may have to look up during the break where I can find iconoclast gear. But actually, speaking of breaks, we've got more than 40 minutes of content here, so I am going to go ahead and pause here for a good 4 or 5 minutes, and when we come back, we'll go ahead and continue onward with the game. But we're going to end here to end the YouTube portion of this for this particular episode, and okay, we'll be right back, folks. Alright, folks, so with that, we're going to go ahead and end this particular episode. As always, I do thank you for coming along on this ride with me, and I hope that you have as much fun as I have had. With that said, if you have liked what I've done here, please do me a favor. Make sure that you like, you comment, and you subscribe. I do try to make sure to respond to all open comments that come on my videos, so let's have a conversation. Whether it's constructive criticism or suggestions, as long as it's not, being a jerk or backseat gaming, I openly welcome it. Beyond that, make sure that if you are subscribed, that you have notifications turned on, so that you get clear notifications whenever I go online or when I upload a new video. You also can follow me on the other social media spaces. I am on Twitch at twitch.tv/The Biscuit Eater. I'm on Twitter at Biscuit Eater YT, and I'm on Facebook at The Biscuit Eater. With that all said, thank you again for joining me. I hope you had fun. Until I see you next time, folks, game on, lovelies.